26 News reporter Shannon Smith continues tonight's storm mode team coverage. She joins us now from the Oceano Dunes south of Pismo. And Shannon, we saw your Facebook update earlier and there were people there bonfiring, a small group. So what's it like right now?
Well, Gia, it's pretty much empty along the beach right now. It's just one lonely campfire sitting here. These guys have been out here for a few hours, just enjoying their last little campfire while they can, because this entire area, the Oceano Dunes and Pismo Beach area, will be shut down starting tonight. And people who live here tell me they've never heard of this happening before. So after tonight around 11 p.m., that's when this fire will probably go out, and that's when no one will be allowed in this area around that time. Now, earlier today, several people were in this area just taking in this ocean view with a nice little campfire. No one, again, will be allowed out here tomorrow, and that's because of the storms expected this holiday weekend. Now, the Oceano Dunes District canceled all camping reservations at the dunes until Monday, that's February 20th, and Pismo Beach will be closed tomorrow and Saturday. And people who live here say they've never heard of this happening before, and that they believe, it'll be a huge hit to local businesses.
I've worked locally just down the street here, and I know it's on a holiday weekend like this, it's usually crazy. So, no, I've never heard of this before, and I know it's going to make a big impact to people expecting to get to the dunes.
Now, Ogilvy says he can only imagine what the rain will be like and what it'll do to this area over the next few days. And that's because, if you remember, we were just out here not too long ago showing you how the creek to even get to the Oceano Dunes was too dangerous to cross. People were getting stuck, cars were getting washed away, and that was just not too long ago. So a lot of people who live in this area say that it's a good idea for them to shut this area down this weekend so that they don't have that problem. And some people who live here tell me they're actually kind of happy because they believe that it'll be a lot less crowded than they've seen before. But as you just heard, they believe that it will hit and affect those local businesses. Gia?
All right.
Fox 26 News reporter Shannon Smith joins us now with those details. And Shannon, do we know yet who she is or where they were from?
No, Monty, not yet. Deputies aren't giving us her name just yet. All we really know so far is that she was in her 30s and that she and the man were working as contractors here on a project. Now, deputies say that the two got into a fight, and that's when the man started beating her. It seemed like a regular day at the office here at the Rio Bravo power plant until investigators say a man beat a woman to death right outside in the open. Witnesses say the two were co-workers working on a project together, but Fresno County Sheriff's deputies say it turned deadly Tuesday afternoon. Investigators say a fight broke out between the 28-year-old man and the woman who was in her 30s. They say the man started beating the woman with some sort of weapon. Deputies won't say what it was at this time, but they say he hit her so hard she was knocked unconscious. Plant workers tried to help her by doing CPR. Others held the man down, but by the time an ambulance got there, the woman had died. Deputies arrested the man. And this just coming into our newsroom just about an hour ago. Investigators have now identified that man as Aaron Lopez, 28-year-old Aaron Lopez. And Monty, just to be clear, those two were not workers. They weren't employees of the Rio Bravo plant here. They were just contractors.
But at this point, we don't know what caused this argument that had him act out like that, do we?
No, Monty. In fact, deputies say that this is very odd and that usually when they investigate anything like this, there's usually something behind it. So they're just trying to figure out what is the history between these two, because they say, witnesses say that the two were working together this morning just fine and that after lunch, that's when this all happened.
All right, Shannon.
The owners here at the B&B thrift store say they want to help people in need help themselves. So how are they doing that? Well, they are helping people get job ready with everything from pants to jackets to shirts and ties, all for free.
Starting anything, it's always a scary process.
Angela Block says she knows that fear all too well. Cool, so all this stuff is from
Storage units.
Since she opened this thrift store in Madera.
So this one.
And with all of these clothes, Block says she wants to help people in need start a new job.
Just starts with one person, and we really want to be that link.
By making sure they're dressed to impress for the interview.
I take your clothes, you take my clothes. And it only takes that one impression, that first impression that says everything. We want to help someone out get that first impression, get their foot through the door. And
In the right shoes, of course.
you hear that one yes, and they'll be like, okay, there is somebody out there that's willing to help me out.
And she's willing to help for free, no questions asked.
We have to take that honor system too, just like they take that honor with us. If we can't help one another out, then what are we doing on this earth? That's it. It feels good.
Block says looking the part is just the first step to getting their lives back on track. She says all it takes is someone willing to start.
Hey, I made it. Because this person helped me, I made it.
Block says she wants to turn this into a voucher program so she can work with other social services around the city. So if a person comes in and let's say they need a sweater, they'll have a voucher for that. But for now, Block says she just wants to help one person with one outfit at a time. In Madera, Shannon Smith, Fox 26 News.
Fox 26 News reporter Shannon Smith joins us now with how local soldiers are preparing. And Shannon, do they have any idea when they'll be given the order to go?
Well, Monty, that's if they're even given an order. If so, they will be taking the 99 here up to Oroville and the surrounding areas. Now, soldiers tell me that they got the official call to be on standby last night, and they say that they'll more than likely be helping evacuees, but they tell me that they are more than ready to go.
We, as citizen soldiers, know that at a moment's notice, we may be called out to support our fellow Californians.
And now this is one of those moments. First Sergeant Richard Wynn says he now hopes to be able to offer support to people living near Lake Oroville and the surrounding counties.
For us, it's just rewarding to be able to help out that surrounding area.
With bags packed, dozens of National Guard soldiers are now on standby to help with the nearly 200,000 evacuees.
We're handing out beds, cots, mattresses, pillows, blankets, and it'll be in support of law enforcement if necessary, or the support of evacuating or maybe even bringing back in the people as they come back to their homes.
For now, this is Wynn's home, sleeping on these cots as he waits to get the call to move out.
We're all excited about doing that, and we get geared up for stuff like that.
Until then, he says, it's a waiting game.
We make sure our equipment's mission ready. So we're always, we go over it, check it out, verify it, go back over it, check it out, and verify it. It's redundant, but we know that once we roll down and roll out, we're ready to go.
Wynn tells me right now they're also just making sure all of their drivers are well rested so that they're ready to go whenever and if ever they get the call to get in. Now, he also says, though, that there's a chance that they may not be needed, and he says that right now they're just waiting to get that call. If that is the case, though, Monty, he says that later down the line in a couple of days they could always be reactivated or called back.
And Shannon, that rest is a good idea. If they get called and sent out, they have no idea how long they'll be out there either, do they?
No, they really can't even tell us exactly. They could even tell me how many of them are even on standby right now, so they really have no clue if they get called out there how long they'll be. So they say they're just waiting to hear all that information.